Okay, so this is just an update video on where I'm at with these two knives. So I'm trying to compare CPM 3V to ADCR V2. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to make two similar knives as close as I can. There is some differences I'll talk about in a second. But make two knives that are similar. Send them to get heat treated. They're going to be close in Rockwell hardness. This is going to be 60. This is going to be 58 to 60. But they're going to do as close as they can to 60 for the ADCR V2. So besides that, the grinds are basically the same. The shape are almost the same. There is a difference in the grind that I messed up, and I'll show it to you, but I don't think it's catastrophic. But just for comparison, just to show you how they compare now, how they line up. So there is a difference in size, which you can see there. So you can see the CPM 3V showing in the background. CPM 3V is a little bit wider. So even though I bought both of these pieces the same dimensions, the CPM 3V for some reason is wider and a little bit thicker than the dimension. So I ended up getting bonus CPM 3V. And so yeah, hold them together. I still have to round this out. There's parts that I have to round out. So if it shows on this area, it's still fine. So, and then the tip's a little bit longer, which I don't really care. Everything else lines up pretty well. Yeah. Oh yeah, and here's the grind. So this is where I messed up on. So let me line this up. So if you can see, this one is, the CPM 3V is tapered from here up. And then the ADCR-V is tapered from here up. So yeah, so this is a lot thinner if you look at it. So in my mind, what I'm gonna do is, if anything happens, this is how scientific this is. If anything happens in this section, then I'll count it. If anything happens up here, I'm just gonna ignore it. So if there's any warpage of the edge or anything like that, I'm just gonna ignore it. Because both of these grinds from here to here are basically the same. So yeah, it was just, I tapered, I ground this today, but I didn't actually reference at what point did I actually start tapering this thing before I started grounding. So just to explain it a little bit more, this thing is, the grind goes like about, I don't know, 2.5 inches maybe, let's say 2.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Let's say 1.5 inches. This is 2 inches wide. It goes 1.5 inches and it keeps going and then starts getting smaller. And then it goes to here, so to about 1 inch. This guy doesn't do that, so that's the problem. This guy goes to 1.5 inches. You can see the line here, the plunge line. 1.5 inches, and it just keeps going, basically. So yeah, that's where I messed up. Like I said, I don't think that's like something that's devastating, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so besides that, that's the end of the comparison. There is like some things that I changed on this that I'm gonna change. I just want to talk about it just briefly. So I tried checkering and it came out hideous. So I won't be doing that anymore. Or maybe I'll try it, but I have to practice more and just work on stuff. Work on the problems with the checkering. But besides that, I made a wider cross on this particular knife. And the reason for that is so this is going to be a coffin handle. And the other knives, I've made 2 other coffin handle knives. And every time I show somebody, they don't see it. So it's not like self-evident. So I'm hoping this one will be and what I'm going to do to try to make it self-evident is I'm going to make this square, so a very square coffin instead of a contoured coffin handle, which the other ones were. And that's going to bring up a problem where I'm not going to have the same grip as I would if I contoured the handle. And by contour I mean is like, if you just think of like the Coca-Cola bottle shaped handles and stuff like that. So there was like a palm swell and things like that on my other handles. And that kind of distorted the coffin image or whatever. So yeah, so this is going to be square. I'm not going to leave sharp edges, so I'm going to like take those off. And it's going to be micarta for grip. So micarta is going to help a little bit for grip. And then I am going to taper it, so it is going to be wider here, and then I'm going to taper it down. And that's going to help for grip. And then the third thing is this cross. So just because this cross is here, it helps with grip just because of the hole that's there, the void, the space. So this is going to go through the micarta too, so it's going to be, you know, see-through. And I noticed that before with my other knife that has a cross that's cut in, but that one was only like about 1/8 of an inch. And this one should work even better. So yeah, other than that, I'm going to do the same thing actually to this one. And I've already scratched out the cross on this one too, so I will do that also. So yeah, yeah, any questions or suggestions, let me know. All right, bye.